all the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippines and United States reaffirm strong defense alliance in U.S. Secretary of Defense first Indo-Pacific visit. Philippines and South Korea bolster defense ties with launch of BRP Diego Silang. COMELEC reminds candidates election not a war. Local candidates get final warning on illegal poster.
Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Monday, last day of March, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rof Suzon, this is Jai Simbahon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Secretary of National Defense Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr. and United States Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth underscored the enduring and ironclad alliance between the U.S. and the Philippines during the latter's inaugural Indo-Pacific visit to the Philippines. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Secretary Teodoro Jr. received U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth on his first Indo-Pacific visit. During the meeting, Secretary Teodoro reaffirmed the country's commitment to bolstering joint defense capabilities and deepening cooperation amid evolving security challenges. Meanwhile, the visit also marked the launch of a joint vision statement on defense industry cooperation and a bilateral cybersecurity campaign.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippines and South Korea continued to strengthen defense ties with the formal launch of the BRP Diego Silang FFG-07 at HD Hyundai Heavy Industries shipyard in Ulsan, Korea. The event was attended by top Philippine defense officials including AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Browner Jr., Philippine Navy Flag Officer in Command Vice Admiral Jose Maria Ambrosia Espeleta, and DND Undersecretary Salvador Melchor B. Mison Jr., along with HHICO Lee Sang-kyun. BRP Diego Silang is the sister ship of BRP Miguel Malvar, which departed from Korea and is expected to arrive at the Subic shipyard on April 8. Meanwhile, the FFG-07 and FFG-06 are both equipped with advanced weapons and radar system, are part of the Philippine Navy's 28 billion pesos modernization contract with HHI signed in 2021.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about a communist terrorist group member dead in Las Navas encounter. Go ahead, Gina.
Yes, Jai, a communist terrorist group member from the regional guerrilla unit, Eastern Visayas Regional Party Committee, was killed during a focused military operation conducted by the 20th Infantry Wheeled Battalion in Barangay San Francisco, Las Navas, Northern Samar. The 20 IB troops responded to the tips from the concerned residents about 10 communist terrorists were conducting extortion activities in the area. Various war material including one M16 rifle, 3 long magazines, 1 bandolier, and 1 backpack were also seized after the encounter. Meanwhile, the 20 IB leadership once again called on to the remaining members of the CTG to lay down their arms and return to the folds of the law. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Fleet, along with Fleet Marine Ready Force and Naval Education Training and Doctrine Command, took part in establishing the Naval Operating Base Press Corps. The Fleet Public Affairs Office, along with the Office of the Assistant Chief of Fleet Staff for Civil Military Operations, facilitated the induction of NOBA Press Corps in Subic, Zambales, marking the formal establishment of a team of Zambales-based media practitioners. NOB Press Corps is a media team that will serve as a crucial communication bridge toward enhancing public understanding of maritime security and national defense issues in Zambales. Meanwhile, the initiative strengthened the relationship between the Philippine fleet and the media, promoting a cooperative environment for the timely, accurate, and transparent dissemination of information.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 20th Infantry Wheeled Battalion joined the turnover of the newly completed rehabilitation of Level 2 water system funded through the Support to Barangay Development Program at Barangay Quirino, Las Navas, Northern Samar. Present during the event were the officials of the local government, the representatives of Department of Interior and Local Government, Northern Samar, the military, and the residents of the area. Meanwhile, the Las Navas Municipal Mayor highlighted the significance of the cooperation between the military, local government, and national agencies in achieving community development goals.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Melzoy about Reservist Forum strengthens reserve force in Northern Luzon. Melzoy?
Yes, Jai, the first quarter calendar year 2025 Reservist Forum successfully convened at Tala Mess Hall, bringing together reserve components from across Northern Luzon. A total of 60 participants, face-to-face and online, attended the forum, including representatives from the 1st Regional Community Defense Group based in Pangasinan, the 2nd Regional Community Defense Group in Isabela, and the 14th Regional Community Defense Group in the Cordillera region. This initiative was part of the continuous effort to strengthen the reserve force in Northern Luzon and enhance their knowledge of their vital role in national defense. Major General Gulliver L. Sinieres, commander of the 5th Infantry Division, acknowledged the significant contributions of reservists to national defense and security. In his message, Major General Sinieres emphasized the importance of the reservists in territorial defense operations. The forum marked another step towards strengthening the reserve force preparedness and efficiency in fulfilling their mandate of supporting national defense and humanitarian missions. This is Meljoy Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Melzoy.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 73rd Infantry Neutralizer Battalion participated in a junior high school career day guidance week, Com Learners with Disability Honoring, held in Lon Padido National High School, Purok Malinawon, Barangay Lon Padido, Malapatan, Sarangani Province. The event aimed to broaden students' understanding of diverse professions and inspire them to explore different career options. Highlights during the activity was the display of military weapons, which offered students an engaging opportunity to explore the intricate parts and capabilities of each weapon. Meanwhile, the 73rd IB reaffirmed its commitment to continue working hand-in-hand with the various government agencies to inspire and protect our youth, serving as a key player in nation-building efforts.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD National News.
the 45 peso per kilo maximum suggested retail price on imported rice will take effect today. To ensure retailers' compliance, Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. will lead a market inspection in Quezon City. Trade and Industry Secretary Cristina Roque's city officials and police will accompany Chu Laurel during the market visit. The MSRP on imported rice was implemented amid a failure of Executive Order Number 62 to significantly bring down the retail price. EO 62 lowered the tariff on imported staple to 15%.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear a report on the ground about former rebels. Indigenous peoples organizations, community members celebrates peace, unity, and progress in Davao Occidental and Sarangani. Go on for the details, Leonor.
Former rebels, mass supporters, Indigenous Peoples Organization or IPO, and community members gathered to celebrate peace, unity, and progress in the region, condemning the atrocities of the communist terrorist group in time with NPA's 56th anniversary. The participants firmly rejected the violence and deceptive ideologies of the CPP, NPA, and DF. The peace rally simultaneously conducted in the municipalities of Jose Abad Santos and Malita, all of Davao Occidental and Alabel, Sarangani Province. Meanwhile, the series of activities highlighted community progress and development under the National Task Force to End Local Communities Armed Conflict or NTF-LCAC, as well as the unity and peace because the region is NPA-free. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
And the MRT-3 served an additional 29,530 passengers during the first week of its extended weekday operating hours. The highest number of additional passengers was recorded on March 28, reaching more than 8,000. The extension of MRT-3's operating hours from Monday to Friday was implemented following the directive of Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon. The last train trips have been extended by an hour, now departing at 10:30 p.m. from North Avenue Station instead of 9:30 p.m. and at 11:09 p.m. from Taft Avenue Station instead of 10:09 p.m.
DWDD National News.
And Commission on Elections Chairman George Erwin Garcia reminded candidates that electoral exercise is not a war. Garcia said that despite the competition, the candidates should remain friends and brethren. He added that elections should unite the people rather than divide. Election watchdog National Citizens Movement for Free Election recently expressed concern over the alarming rise in election-related violence as Election Day approaches.
DWDD National Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more updates from Angel about 4th Infantry Division host anti-sexual harassment Bawal Bastos Law Awareness Seminar. Angel?
Yes, Jai, the 4th Infantry Diamond Division of the Philippine Army hosted a seminar on Republic Act 7877 or the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act and the Republic Act 11313, also known as the Safe Spaces Act or the Bawal Bastos Law at the Alcoseba Hall, Camp Evangelista, Patag, Cagayan de Oro City. The activity aimed to raise awareness among the participants to promote a safe and free from harassment working environment. Commission on Human Rights Region 10 Information Officers Mr. Japet Villanueva and Ms. Jade Crystal Marie Dapal serve as the subject matter experts during the seminar, which aim at informing and educating women of their rights, legal remedies, and preventive measures. Meanwhile, 4th ID Gender and Development or GAD Office Chief Major Daisy Baguio highlighted the significance of having deeper understanding of the said laws to equip them with the tools to recognize their rights and understand what constitutes harassments and to know when to report such incidents. This is Angel Cruz Camomot reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Angel.
DWDD National News.
And the Commission on Election has reminded local candidates to voluntarily remove the illegal campaign materials they put up or face disqualification. COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia issued a reminder following the start of the 45-day local campaign period. The COMELEC marked the first day of campaigning by dismantling tons of illegal campaign materials. Garcia said they will also start sending out notices to candidates whose campaign materials were still posted outside of the designated campaign poster areas.
DWDD National News.
And 4 Filipinos in Myanmar were reportedly missing after a powerful earthquake hit the country last Friday. Department of Foreign Affairs Undersecretary for Migrant Workers Affairs Eduardo de Vega said that according to the latest data, 4 Filipinos were unaccounted for. 2 of the 4 Filipinos are a husband and his wife residing in a building that collapsed following the tremor. De Vega said there were no Filipino casualties in Thailand, which also felt the magnitude 7.7 earthquake.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
We have a report coming in from Ali about 1102nd Infantry Brigade underscores Lenten recollection. Ali?
Troops of the 1102nd Infantry General Brigade, the 21st Infantry Invincible Battalion, and the 101st Infantry Sajahitra Battalion participated in a meaningful Lenten recollection held at the headquarters of the 1102nd Infantry General Brigade in Camp aka Barangay Bua, Luok, Sulu. The series of Lenten recollection activities was facilitated by Father Mark Dave Monterrey, the Catholic chaplain of the 11th Infantry Alakdan Division, and Reverend Father Christian Gil Gulong from Mount Carmel Cathedral. The series of activities included sessions on spiritual enlightenment and the values of Lent. It also featured personal sharing and personal reflections, sacramental activities such as confessions and the Stations of the Cross, and culminated with the celebration of the Holy Eucharist. Meanwhile, 1102nd Infantry Brigade Commander Brigadier General Alaric Aveleno de los Santos, Philippine Army, emphasized the significance of the recollection in strengthening the spiritual and moral resilience of the troops. This is Alali reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ali. Let us hear more from Shai about the Marine Battalion Landing Team 10 avails medical services from reservists and medical professionals. Shaira?
Good afternoon. Troops of the Marine Battalion Landing Team 10 availed medical services provided by reservists, doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals of the Cagayan Valley Medical Center, Philippine Tuberculosis Society Incorporated, and 11th Marine Battalion Reserve, Northern Luzon. The medical mission with the theme Medical Mission para sa Marino enabled the delivery of essential health services such as x-rays, medical consultations, prescription medicines, and provision of the health kits for the personnel of the unit. Meanwhile, the said effort highlighted the commitment of the unit to ensure the well-being and operational readiness of MBLD-10. This is Shai Rivera reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shaira.
DWDD National News.
And the Philippine government is mobilizing a humanitarian assistance team in response to the 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck Myanmar and Thailand. According to the Office of the Civil Defense, a critical interagency meeting was convened to coordinate the Philippines' response and ensure immediate support for affected communities. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. also conveyed his condolences. He added that the Philippines is ready to respond to the urgent needs of its neighbors and is now mobilizing resources to provide assistance as quickly as possible. The Myanmar government has requested urgent assistance, including emergency search and rescue teams, medical assistance teams, mobile generators, water sanitation kits, solar-powered lights, and temporary shelters.
DWDD National News.
And the government promised to assist Filipinos who were arrested in Qatar for allegedly taking part in an unauthorized public demonstration. The Department of Migrant Workers said it is closely in touch with Qatari authorities to monitor the case and ensure the welfare of the detained Filipinos. The DMW, in coordination with the DFA and the Philippine Embassy in Doha, has sent its labor attaché to the police station to provide all the necessary assistance. DMW Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak then reminded OFWs to respect and adhere to the local laws of their host countries.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more from Joanne about 26 rebels arrested, 210 surrender in Cordillera. Joanne?
Some 26 members of the New People's Army were arrested, while some 210 others surrendered to authorities in the different parts of the Cordillera over the past 3 years, based on the data obtained from the Regional Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or RTF-LCAC. The surrenders and arrests were made possible through the government's Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program, or ECLIP, which provides financial assistance, livelihood support, and reintegration aid to former rebels. According to the RTF-LCAC POLCAC data, the surrendered rebels also turned over assorted firearms, explosives, and ammunition to the authorities. Additionally, several rebel encampments were discovered, leading to the recovery of more firearms and explosives. This development is seen as major achievement in the government efforts to end the local communist armed conflict. The ECLI program has been instrumental in encouraging rebels to surrender and reintegrate into mainstream society. This is John Sagauk reporting from Northern Luzon Command for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne. More updates from Sena about 2nd Infantry Division host first ever reservist, ROTC and Veterans Day in Tanay Rizal. Sena?
As part of the 49th founding anniversary celebration of the 2nd Infantry Division, hosted the first ever reservist, ROTC and Veterans Day in Camp Kapinpin on March 29. The event, led by 2ID Commander Major General Cerelo Balaoro Jr., brought together 203 ROTC cadets from different colleges in Southern Luzon. Additionally, 271 reservists from the 401st, 402nd, 403rd, 404th, and 405th Community Defense Center Ready Reserve Infantry Battalions, along with 48 veterans from the Eastern Rizal AFP Retirees and Pensioners Association, attended the occasion. Among the event's highlights were the parade and capability demonstration and the Arnis and Martial Arts exhibition showcasing the skills and discipline of the ROTC cadets. The Reservist, ROTC, and Veterans Day is just one of the series of activities lined up in the celebration of the 49th founding anniversary of the 2nd Infantry Division, underscoring its commitment to strengthening partnership and honoring the service of those who continue to uphold peace and security in Southern Luzon. This is Sena from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. called for compassion and unity as he joined the Muslim community in celebrating Eid al-Fitr, or the festival of breaking the fast. In his message, the President described the occasion as a time of dignified worship, deep reflection, and solemn prayer. PBBM said Eid al-Fitr was a testament to the desire for shared humanity, strengthening bonds of family and friendship, as well as humanity among our peers. He also encouraged the public to continue practicing kindness and empathy beyond the observance of Ramadan.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Social Welfare and Development said it is continuously intensifying its efforts to combat hunger through the Walang Gutom program. This comes after the release of the latest social weather station survey, which showed a significant rise in hunger incidents among Filipino families. The SWD spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Irene Domlao, said that the agency recognizes the growing challenge of food insecurity, and the latest survey reinforces the urgency of enhancing and further expanding the government's WGP. Domlao explained that the SWD is currently providing 3,000 pesos in monthly food aid to 300,000 food poor households nationwide, helping about 1.5 million individuals. The department planned to expand this reach to 750,000 households by 2027 as part of its broader strategy to reduce hunger.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And another update from Junes about oath-taking ceremony ushers in new leadership for Peace Palawan. Junes?
The oath-taking ceremony of the new officers and committees of Peace Palawan took place on Saturday, March 29, 2025 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the PCSDS Barangay Irawan, Puerto Princesa City. The ceremony featured a heartfelt turnover of responsibilities from former chairman Mr. Jerwin Castigador, also the president of Kapatiran ng dating Rebelde, or Cadre, to the newly appointed chairperson of Peace Palawan, Ms. Mary Grace L. Abdon. Peace Palawan is a federated organization composed of 43 member organizations across the province. Together, they form a collective force dedicated to providing essential services, preserving the peaceful environment of Palawan, and tackling social challenges faced by local communities. During the event, the leadership presented the organization's mission and highlighted the collaborative efforts that have driven the success of their advocacy. The leadership transition also served as a launchpad for continued community empowerment, with the newly appointed officers ready to guide the organization towards further growth. As stated in Peace Palawan's mission, United We Stand, Divided We Fall, the event underscored the organization's vision of unity and cooperation among its members. This milestone offers an opportunity for members to renew their commitment to working together to ensure the peaceful and prosperous future of Palawan. And that's the latest update. This is Private Palayo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Another update from Spencer about former rebels warn of leftist recruitment tactics during elections. Spencer?
Former members of the New People's Army (NPA) have warned their leftist groups are using the election period to rebuild their influence and recruit new members, particularly in urban poor communities and schools. According to Lolita De Jesus, alias Lolit, a former rebel from the urban poor sector leftist organization, take advantage of social issues to attract recruits, and many are unaware that these groups have a deeper agenda beyond their legal fronts. Other former rebels, including Christian June alias Chris and Richard Chu alias Justin, confirmed that youth organizations linked to Makabayan Black actively recruit members during election periods. They also pointed out that the leftist groups benefit from political divisions in the country. On the other hand, the former rebels credited the government's whole of nation approach under Executive Order No. 70 for weakening leftist recruitment efforts. Furthermore, Jai, now reintegrated into society, these former insurgents are urging the public to be vigilant against recruitment tactics disguised as advocacy efforts. This is Spencer reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, the low pressure area spotted off Palawan has already exited the Philippine area of responsibility. Pag-asa weather specialist Rhea Torres said the weather disturbance was estimated some 120 kilometers northeast of Pag-asa Island. At Kalayaan, it only affects Palawan, where cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms would prevail. Meanwhile, the easterlies will bring either scattered or isolated rain showers over Metro Manila and the rest of the country.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Before we end our program, Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Don't forget to tune in next day for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Joyce Inbound for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP Radio ay ang opisyal na radio station